Hi guys, this is EBPMAN with tabletsforme.com, and today we're going to do an unboxing and review of the RAVPower Wi-Fi disc. Let's take a look and see what's inside the box. So here you have the actual Wi-Fi disc, and you'll notice it's a very thin device. It's a little bit smaller than my portable hard drive that I have right here, from a width perspective, and significantly narrower. You also have your micro USB cable. So not much to it. What comes in the box is just the micro USB cable and the actual device. Let's take a look at the device in closer detail. So let's start in the front of the device. Here you have a USB cable access port. You have your micro SD slot so that you can put your micro SD card. On the side here you have your charging port. You have your power on that side. And then on the other side there's really nothing else to it. So you'll notice there's nothing here, and there's nothing really on the back. Now on the top you do have a series of LEDs. This device can serve as a standalone Wi-Fi connection for many devices. When I say standalone, what I mean is that if you're connected to this through your wireless adapter on your tablet or on your PC, you wouldn't have internet access unless you've also connected this to a wireless network. So that's what this little symbol is here. This is a wireless LAN connection. So if it's paired, or not so much paired, but if it is part of your network and it can connect to the network, you would be able to see this light up. You have your Wi-Fi symbols here, and then you have your battery power. Now, one of the things that sets this thing apart from other Wi-Fi discs is that not only does it serve as an access point for these devices that I have here. In other words, I can connect this hard drive to this device, this USB stick to this device, or this SD card to this device, and the content that's on those devices can be shared to an iPad, an Android tablet, or an Android phone, or an iPhone, or even a PC or a Mac. So giving yourself access to a variety of memory storage solutions with one solution. But it also serves as a battery backup for your device. So the neat thing about this device is that it has a 3,000 milliamp hour battery. So what you would be able to do is, if you connect to this USB a cable like this one, right? So here we have our micro USB, which you would connect here for charging. But if I take this and I plug it here and I connect this to my phone, if it's an Android phone because of the micro USB connection, it's actually going to serve as a battery backup for it, and it's going to charge my phone. So it's a nifty device to have in your bag. The other thing that, as I had mentioned, I don't know if I highlighted this enough, this device will power a hard drive. And that's also something that I find very rare out there. So I can connect my hard drive to this device, and then I can actually search for content that's on this device through this specific hotspot. And as I mentioned earlier, the same thing would happen with a USB and a micro SD. Let's go ahead and look how this works. All right, so in order for your devices, be it an iOS device like this iPad mini, or an Android device like this Galaxy Note, to access what's on the RAVPower Wi-Fi disc, what you need to do is make sure you install this app. I got this off of the Android market as well as the iOS or the Apple store. It's Air Store. See that right there? And I have it for both. It's available for both devices. So that's one of the things that you have to install. Now, I don't know if there are other programs like File Explorer or some other File Explorer programs that could access this device, but these are the two that are recommended, or the one that's recommended by the manufacturer, so I decided to go with the one that they provided. I did find that my experience is different based on what the operating systems allow for. So I'll point those out as we go through the actual demo. Now, one of the things that you'll do is, to make this work, all you do is you'll power up your Wi-Fi disk, and you notice that the Wi-Fi signal turned on. I don't have a device connected to this yet. So what I'll do is I'll put in this micro SD in here. And you notice how my little light is now going on. So I have that connected. And what I'll do is, going into the actual tablet, to one of these tablets, I'm going to go into my settings area and I'm going to connect to the Wi-Fi device. And I'm just going to look for the actual device itself, and we'll just connect to it. Alright, so this is what, or the device name for this Wi-Fi disk would show up as from a Wi-Fi network perspective. See how it says Wi-Fi SD? That's what this device is. So what I've done is I've connected to it, and the password to get into the device is 8 number ones in a series, so it's 111111 8 times to connect to it. So I'm now connected to the actual device itself, and I've inserted into it a micro SD. So I'm going to allow that to sit there. And now I'm going to go into the program so I can show you how it works. Now, I was pretty impressed with the actual speed, the transfer rate, and how quickly you're able to see information. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose the program, the Air Store, let it open up, and you see it loaded and it immediately detected that there's an SD card in the device. So when I tap it, it opens up, and you see how fast that was? Again, really nice performance. Here's an image. This is actually an SD that came out of a BlackBerry, so there's a BlackBerry image there. And I also have videos on this. And what I've noticed is that on the Android operating system, I'm able to launch videos and to actually open documents. But on the Apple experience, Apple forces you to download everything before you open it. So I'm not able to stream directly from the device. I'll need to contact the manufacturer to see if that's a limitation on iOS, but I am able to do that on an Android. So if I were to go into BlackBerry, and I were to go into, let's say, I'm going to go into a video that I was shooting for a case review, for a water case review. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to launch one of the videos. It's going to ask me which program do I want to open it up. And again, this is coming from this device. I'm going to just use mobile player. And this is the video. Again, not bad streaming. You saw how quickly it loaded the information, and it was able to play it onto this device. Again, it's not on this device, it's coming directly from this device. Now what I'm going to do is since this device does support multiple connections, I'm going to go into the actual iPad now. I'll launch it. This iPad is connected to this device. And I'll go home. Okay, notice again that SD immediately came up, and you saw how fast that was. I'm loading the SD now, and let's go ahead, we'll go into my BlackBerry folder, we'll go into my actual videos, I'll try the same thing, and notice I just got a check. It didn't really launch it, it didn't play it. I could download it, then I could play it. But this is the experience that I have on the device. But again, the point here is you're seeing that how I'm able to access content. I have 2 different devices that are accessing the same content that is stored on this specific unit. Let's take a further look into this device. So what I've done now is I've taken to the Wi-Fi disk, I've actually still have my micro SD in there, but then I've added a USB. Now notice what has happened here on both devices. I have my SD card and my USB disk are present. So it does support access to multiple storage devices based on the available ports or actual slots or connections that it has available. So I can have both a micro SD and a USB at the same time. I cannot have this device connected to it as well because I don't have an extra USB port in order to do that. Alright, so now what I've done is I've connected the cable that's going to support powering my external hard drive to the Wi-Fi disk. And remember, because it's also a power supply, it should be able to power this disk. So one of the things that you'll notice is both lights have turned on. I can feel, this is not a solid state drive, so I can actually feel the platters moving, so it started to hum. And within a couple seconds, if you can access that drive, what we'll see is the drive will show up here listed in the application. I can see that the Wi-Fi activity has already started up. So this is blinking, letting me know that it's working. And what I'll do is I'll just press home on these just to see if I can get this to refresh a little bit faster. It does take a couple seconds to come up. So notice now I have a USB disk, and a USB disk appears. So I can access this drive now. And the same thing is true, like I said earlier. What I've noticed with the iOS operating system is that I have to download content. What I've noticed with the Android operating systems is that I can just launch the content. So I can stream music, I can watch video, and I can look at pictures without having to download it itself. Again, I'll check and see if that's a limitation with the actual application, or is it the operating system that's driving it. So I'll go ahead and disconnect this, Once again, this is the RAVPower Wi-Fi disk that not only serves as a Wi-Fi hub for storage to expand the storage of these devices, but also serves as a power bank to charge your tablets or your phone. I think it's a pretty innovative device and significant value when you think about not only will it extend your memory, but it also powers your devices. I think it's a great tool to have in your arsenal of gadgets, especially when you're on the road.